It's Nova 103.5. Let's join Barrett Edelstein now from Celeb Savant. Barrett, welcome back to the show. Nice to have you on this week. You've got an interesting band for us, haven't you?
Yes, and thank you so much for having me. Yes, UB40. So I spoke to UB40. So Ali Campbell left UB40 and then the rest carried on with the band. And then they hired or got the lead singer of Kyoko, Matt Doyle, to take over Ali Campbell's lead singer.
Those are big boots to fill.
Exactly. And when I spoke to Matt, it was interesting for the fact that he listened to and loved UB40 as a child, and now he's come full circle and is now leading the band with new music, with their performances, with their tours. And it was interesting to speak to him around that.
So really the story, there is a nugget of positivity here, and that is that manifestation is a real thing. When you focus on something and you work towards that goal, like he did, suddenly the wildest things happen. You end up turning around to the people in your space and going, you won't believe what just happened to me. And I mean, imagine growing up with UB40 and then being their lead singer. That's the stuff dreams are made of, right?
Correct.
So you chatted to him. Should we have a little listen to that clip?
Absolutely. Here we go.
Because it was just so surreal. Like like I've said to the guys so many times, and I know that Robin loves to say it, is the story of me kind of sitting in the back of my parents' car when I was 4 years old, singing along to the to UB40 songs, and now I'm doing it with the actual band. It's just amazing.
There you go, chatting to Matt from UB40 and finding out more about the power of manifestation. You must see this come up a lot in your interviews.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We discuss it a lot with a lot of artists. But before we get there, what is your perception, and how have you used the law of manifestation in your world?
I mean, I think it's a great question for me, because actually I've used it a lot in meditation, to just still time, to think about what my future self looks like. And often, if you don't stop and just be mindful about what it is that you want and where you're going, you just end up on autopilot, don't you? So I'm sitting on radio because way back in the early days, I'm talking many years ago, that's all I wanted to do. And guess what? It manifested. Here I am sitting on the radio. Now that took work for me to get there. I had to make the contact, but also a bit of luck. And some would call that luck. Others call it the power of manifestation. So that's my story. What about yours?
So absolutely, with the Celeb Savant podcast, when I was thinking about starting it, I was like, can I do it? Should I do it? Why would people listen to it? Yeah. Who would I be able to get to interview? And I'm very tenacious. I'm like a dog with a bone. I don't stop until I get...
Well, you've got to put in the effort.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit more extreme than that. And now here we are, 170 episodes later, and APFA nominated as one of the top 5 entertainment podcasts on the African continent in the first year of it being alive. Amazing. Or on air.
Amazing.
So that's definitely an area that... But what you said just gave me an aha moment now, is that sometimes I'm on autopilot, like go, next interview. And I don't take a moment to sit down and say, wow, I just interviewed UB40 or whomever it is. And thank you for the reminder. I need to put that into my daily routine.
I liken it to being a boat on a river without a rudder. You're still going, but you have no direction because you're not steering yourself. And all that I'm saying in that is, just be still for a minute and get your rudder back so that you can point your boat where you need it to go. Maybe it's a poor metaphor, but that's exactly what the way I think of it. Listen, there is so much great content. Barrett's podcast, the full podcast with UB40, is up at nova.com.na. I've popped a blog up there. You can go and have a listen to the full interview and find out more about exactly what unfolded during that interview. Thanks for joining us today. That's a positive little bit of news.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And we'll talk next week. Who are we talking to next week, by the way?
Next week, we're going to be speaking to Mickey Thomas from Starship.
I love that band.
Yes.
She's from the 80s.
Yes.
Listen, if you want to follow Barrett, go do so. Celeb Savant, CELEB Savant, SAVANT, on all of the platforms. Good man. We'll speak next week.
Thank you.